All right, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakal Kodash. I want to say give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone for teaching the word and truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching and prophesying in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, I'm my brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another quick lesson. It was inspired by this video that you see in front of you entitled Diving into the World of Fine Water. Okay, and we live in a world where everything has become a commodity, including sin and wickedness, but things that the Lord gave for the natural uses of a man, Esau, he Esau forces people to basically to go in slavery to get a hold of any of it, right? And then on the flip side, they'll resell it to the people as a novelty, like water. Clean, fresh water is hard to come by because the earth is polluted, all right? That's the reason why the everything is jacked the fuck up. This is Revelation 11 and 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. And the time of the dead, they should be judged, right? And the dead of these different nations, all right? These nations were angry that the Lord's wrath is about to come upon them, and that the dead and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints which are the Israelites, and them that fear the elect of the Israelites, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyed the earth. And that's what Esau has done since he's come into rulership. He's destroyed the earth. And I always say the reason why this man did it is because he had no part in developing the earth with the Lord. He had no part in the creation of this earth, and this earth wasn't created for him. All right. So in his mind, he's going to destroy it. You know how children say if they can't have it, no one can. And even down to the simplest things like water is supposed to be simple. The vast majority of the earth is covered in water. Yeah. How much of the earth is covered in water, right? 71% of the earth is covered in water. About 71% of the earth's surface is water covered. And the oceans hold about 96.5% of all earth's water. Water also exists in the air, in the air as water vapor in rivers and lakes and ice caps and glaciers. In the ground as soil moisture in aquifers, and even in you and your dog, right? Because your body is made up of water. How much is the body of the body is made up of water, right? 60% of your body, of our bodies, it says up to 60% of the human adult body is water. According to Mitchell and others, 1945, the brain and the heart are composed of 73% water, and the lungs are about 83% water. The skin contains 64% water. Muscles and kidneys are 79% water. Even the bones are watery, 31%, right? Because, the scripture says we all came out of the waters of Judah anyway, you know? And that's where all life came from the waters, you know, including man, as he is today, right? The point of the matter is that here it is, we live in a world that's basically dominated by water, right? They said 90% of the Earth's surface is composed of, I'm sorry, 71% of the Earth's surface is composed of water. But since this man has gotten in power, he's made water a commodity, something that you buy, something that you trade, right? And what inspired me to do this lesson, I was watching this movie called The Big Short. It was about the 2007, 2008 housing crisis. And one of the guys that, well, the guy that initially um, spotted a looming collapse. His name is Michael Burry. He uh, he got out of the trading business and the hedge fund business, and he ended up trading water as a commodity. That's what they claim. His only trade is water. But how can you trade something that the Lord created for man's purposes? You know, I want to play a little bit of this video. Hopefully, I don't get it a strike or anything, but it just shows you. Matter of fact, y'all play it. Y'all play it. But it just shows you how water is a commodity in this world to the point where like only the best of waters, the cleanest of waters, most naturalist of waters are given to the elite.
You are in the world's last Shangri-La, as it's called, in the Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan. We are in this place called Samchi. It's very more than unknown. I think it's a very remote location. Even a lot of main city Bhutanese people, they wouldn't have come here because it's extremely cut off from the main city or area. The original promoter of this particular source came here for the purpose of mining, and he accidentally ended up
Yeah, they always say somebody accidentally found something. No, and the person that came there was an Edomite.
discovering this water source. And since then, the locals back in the days, they started calling this as Amrit. Now, Amrit in Hindi, the word in Hindi technically means nectar.
It says natural mineral water is a part of a growing category that aficionados across the world call fine water, right? Which everybody, when you drink water, we supposed to have minerals in our water. The vast majority of the water that we drink today, whether it's from the tap, whether it's from bottled water, is very few minerals that's in it, and water with minerals replenish the minerals that you lose on a daily basis. Now, this is something that Yahweh Shah created for men to have. But what they do, they bottle it up. They hide the locations of the water, and they sell the water. While you got millions and millions of people, billions of people, suffering from water deficiencies. These devils are selling this shit. And then I have found this the horrific. It says the horrific scam that water billionaires are running on poor countries, man. It says mega corporations like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Danone are making around 494 times what they spend by bottling water in Mexico and selling it back to the locals who have no choice but to buy it. You see? Well, they got Jake in slavery. And the scripture said we was going to go to this man for the one of all things, right? And hunger and then thirst, you know? And this is what happens when we break the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Shah. I'm gonna get another scripture too. It says, "We were given our water and measure." Right? We were given our water and measure. KJV. Right? Ezekiel 4:11. Um, Salakia. Yeah, let me read this. Ezekiel 4:11 first, and then I'll get that Deuteronomy. It's Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 11, because this was a curse that was put on us for our wickedness. It says, defiled bread. It says, Ezekiel 4:9, take thou also unto thee wheat and barley, and beans and lentils and millets and fitchets, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof, and thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, and 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. In the ancient world, we didn't overindulge in meats. We ate it, but it wasn't a necessary fixture of our diets. Thou shalt drink, except when we had high holy days. Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the sixth part of the hin. From time to time shalt thou drink, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And that's what's happening. You know, we drinking our water by measure. We eating our food defiled amongst the heathens. And these heathens are absolutely defiled. The way they handle food, the way they touch food, what they eat, what they put into it, it's all defiled. And we have to eat this shit amongst these people. It says, then said I, O Lord, behold, it says, my soul have not been polluted, for from my youth up even till now have I not eaten that which dieth of itself. And that's what we eat that here a lot. Or is torn in pieces, neither came there an abominable flesh into my mouth. Then he said unto me, Lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. And this was because of our iniquities, right? This was because of our iniquities. Okay, it says, yeah, this is the point. This is what I want. Ezekiel 4:16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of the bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat their bread. They shall eat bread, Slakia, by weight, and with care. They shall drink water by measure, and with astonishment. And because in the ancient world, fresh, clean water was abundant. Even in America before Esau came here, water was abundant over here. Buffalo were abundant over here. Meat, plants, you know, all of the natural resources was abundant for our people over here too. Until the man came, Esau came, the one that destroys the earth, the son of perdition. It says, then he told me, son of man, it's an NLT, I will make food very scarce in Jerusalem. It will be weighed out with great care and eaten fearfully. The water will be rationed out drop by drop, and the people will drink it with dismay. And it's the same thing that's happening now. It's the same thing that's happening now because Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. And this is an example of that water and measure, you know? Okay? This is an example of that. It says fine water includes hundreds of brands worldwide, natural spring water, melted icebergs, and even bottled ocean mist. And you don't see Poland Springs on this table. Yeah, apostles and bishop elders, they teach us, to drink that mineral water. It's really hard to find and expensive. But why that's done on by purpose. Because they don't want you drinking mineral water. They want you to drink this water that don't have any nutrients at all in it. Because you don't just drink water for thirst purposes. You're supposed to drink it for nutrient purposes. You know, we got sodas and juices and shit like that, and that's not even juices. It's just bullshit. But yet these elite, they drinking the high grade water. You know, fine water includes hundreds of brands worldwide, natural spring water, melted icebergs, even bottled ocean mist. You see that? Bottled ocean mist, man. Look at these Edomites. Man. Who's at the table? Esau. Ain't no Israelites at that table. It's the devil tasting the water to see what's the top water, so these elite they can be drinking it. There's no kind of agreement among judges. It says each year the International Fine Water Society meets for a tasting competition and conference. And it's a bunch of Edomites, man. Ain't no Israelites amongst these people, man. Amalek all up in there, you know. We had to go into it that way.
I started Fine Waters 20 years ago, and for the next 10 years, no journalist talked to me because it was just a crazy idea. Water is just water. What are you talking about? And over the last 10 years, we see a significant change. And over the last years, especially after the pandemic, when people suddenly paid a little bit more attention, it's exploding. You probably hear the background noise here. We have still, many people standing here around the table of water and talking about water. There's no journalist talk.
Let's look at this dude, Michael Mashka. Right? Michael Mashka. Yeah, this is Michael Mashka right here. I'm just trying to see who he is, where he comes from. Michael Maska, Fine Water, created Fine Waters in 2002 and is one of the original founders of Fine Water Society in 2008. He helped create premium category and tells, let's see, look at this devil, Satan. It says, he helped create the premium category and tells the story that water is not just water, that is, has a terror like wine, can be matched with food and curated by water sommeliers. Michael's global audience consists of F&B professionals, consumers, distributors, media, as well as premium brands. Michael's also the author of acclaimed Fine Waters and Connoisseur Guide to the World's Most Distinctive Bottled Waters, called an Encyclopedia of Water, a Bible of Water by London Times. You see? Is this everything is a commodity in this man's society, you know? Meanwhile, you got millions of people. Look at our people, not just these other nations. Look at our people. It says the pandemic experience of the Klamath tribe, and that sounds like a Hebrew word, Klamath tribe, stands in stark contrast to that of the Navajo. Craig cited that the sobering statistic that 1 in 3 Navajo homes lack access to running water, and 30% to 40% must haul water from communal wells and for long distances to meet basic daily needs, man. But yet you got a devil like this that creates something called the Bible of water, you know, Satan, you know, and the world wasn't meant for us to be in complete slavery, but we are because of our judgment. But it's going to end soon, man. It's Deuteronomy 28 and Slovakia. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh Shai shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee, man. You see? Because that's what the devil has done, and that's what he's doing, you know? And you got to go to him for everything. Jake ain't got no water wells. In the ancient world, we had water wells, natural water wells. Our forefathers, they would set up wells on a way traveling from place to place in the Fertile Crescent. Abraham did it. Jacob did it. I'm sure Isaac did it too. Set up these. Moses did it through the Spirit at Mount Horeb. It was like 12. It was 12 different wells, man, water spots, man. You know, but yet in the world that we live in, the vast majority of people they can't even get clean water. You see, it says Veeam is one of the handful of fine water companies that cater to India's hotels and restaurants. And who frequents these hotels and restaurants? Edomites, man. Let's look and see how much a bottle of Veeam water costs. Right. So Veeam water price. This is let's see if they have it. Let's see what's up. Veeam waters. So, superior hydration and replenishment. Yeah. Most exclusive. It says Veeam still can be found. It says Veeam still is a natural mineral water and is served in glass packaging, which you supposed to drink water in glass. You ain't supposed to drink water in plastic, right? Either glass or some type of purifying metal like copper or something. Gold. It says the unique 0.661 bottle size, letter 6, reflects our extensive research into the ideal serving size for 2 people during a meal. The 0.33 liter was then developed as a single serve. Says Veeam still can be found in some of the most exclusive spas, gyms, restaurants, cafes, hotels, bars, nightclubs, and retail outlets around the world. You know, and that's just one. It ain't even the top choice. It says fine bottled water Veeam, $27.95 for a bottle of water, man. $25, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, that shit said 93. Hold up. Hold up. It says Bean water right here. Effervescent. $100, man. For some water. For water, bro. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 39 and 26. The principal things for the whole use of a man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, which is wine, and oil and clothing, right? Those are the principal things for a man's life down here. One of the top things on there said was water. Everybody knows you need water to survive in this world, not just any kind of water either. You know, that the first thing was water and fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. It says all these things are for good. All these things are for good to the godly. So to the sinner, they are turned into evil. You see? You see? To the sinner, you know, having these things as a necessity for life is evil. They say that only a certain few people are allowed to have these things. And when you have these things, it's not just having any kind of clothing, any kind of water, any kind of iron. Everything that the list said is supposed to be of the highest quality. But this man, he said that's evil for everybody to get it. If everybody get it, then it ain't good, you know? So he make it exclusive. And that's why this man gotta go. You see? Look, it's how the majority of the people got to get their water. You already know India is already filthy as it is. You know what I'm saying? But look at this shit. It says each day in Mumbai, Dhavari neighborhood, water arrives from about 6 to 9 a.m. So 3 hours. People get water. You got 3 hours to get water. If there's a rush to collect and store water for cooking, laundry, and bathing. Shit, even a cat thirsty.
और लोगों की पानी जरूरत बहुत है.
It says people need a lot of water. Nothing can be done without water. You see? But it's the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai to provide these things for man. You know? But this devil, he makes everything commodity. That's why the scripture says this in Proverbs 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear food, the people mourn. And these people are mourning. You know what I'm saying? The basic right for water, basic clean water, drinkable water, nutrient rich water. You can't even get that shit, man.
पानी के बिना कुछ नहीं हो सकता.
You know what I'm saying? You can't even get that shit. Well, I wouldn't want to drink none of that come from there anyway, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's messed up, bro. We are in hell, man. We are in complete hell. It says, Proverbs 11 and 10, when it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth. It says, and when the wicked perish, there is a shouting. And people are going to be happy when this man goes down, man. You know, and when we get into power, these people are going to rejoice, man, because we're not going to be selling bottled water. You're gonna have natural resources for water, man, and nobody's gonna take that water and make you pay for it, man. Ain't gonna be no water bills. Ain't gonna be none of the crazy shit like that. Especially for us, ain't gonna be no bills for us. It says, "When a righteous man do rejoice, there is a great glory." Proverbs 28 and 12. When a righteous man do rejoice, there is a great glory. But when the wicked rise, men as a man, but when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. Yep. It says, when the wicked rise, men hide themselves. Proverbs 28:28. But when they perish, the righteous increase. And that's what's going to happen. When this devil go down, the righteous is going to increase. We as the Israelites, we're going to increase. You know, this man, when he goes down, we're going to increase. Because ultimately, this world was made for our sake. It wasn't made for the sake of these heathens. But like the scripture says in Ecclesiasticus 14 and 5, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods, because this is the same man that poisons the air, the waters in the air. He poisons the vapor, he poisons the water, on in the oceans, in the seas, in the river. But this is the same water he got to drink. This is the same air he got to breathe. He just in one portion of the earth, and he think that it's going to be well there. It's not. Because wherever this man goes, he corrupts it. That's why the Lord said he's going to destroy them that destroyed the earth. Because look at what this man is doing. The vast majority of people on the earth they have no access. And I'm talking about the Israelites, man. Damn these other nations, man. We don't even have proper access to efficient water sources. You know what I'm saying? So this man got to go, man. And he'll destroy himself. So who can he be good to? Ecclesiastes 10:8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And this is an example of that. This whole water thing, this fine water. He uses water to enslave people, man. Going back to this article right here, it says mega corporations like Coca-Cola, Pepsi. It says the horrific scam that water billionaires are running on poor countries. Mega corporations like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Danone are making around 494 times what they would spend by bottling water in Mexico and selling it back to locals who have no choice but to buy it. In Mexico and other poor countries and regions, companies are taking water from aquifers, springs, rivers, and lakes and putting it in plastic bottles or turning it into flavored and sugary drinks, man. And there's very few water in there. In Mexico, Coca-Cola is like water to them. Them people drink Coke like it's cool, like it's going out of style, like it's going to save them. That's how much soda they drink. Why? Because they can't get proper water. They're putting the water in plastic bottles, which poison you over time, and turning it into flavored and sugary drinks, just like in America. Then dumping their used and dirty water back into the water sources. So they poisoning the water. That, along with other industrial pollutions, which is disproportionately disposed of into rural, indigenous, and poor communities. And that shit just says Israelite communities, because all of that indigenous, rural, and poor, that represent us. It means locals are not able to drink tap water and end up paying extortionate prices to the European and U.S. corporations. In exchange for taking Mexico's water, Mexicans give water bottling corporations $66 billion a year. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Danone, Nestle, Bimbo, and other bottling and junk food companies extract over 133 billion liters of water and then dump at least 119 billion liters of contaminated water back into the water basins and aquifers. So they basically poisoning people just because. This man's a devil, man. You trying to tell me this man gotta stay here? Nah, bruh. Nah, man. Nah, that shit ain't right, man. That ain't right, man. This is Micah 2:2. Because here it is, Mexico's supposed to be the home of the Issachar. But they done bought the Esau done bought these governments out. So they privatized their water. So now these corporations got a hold on to it. And look what they doing, man. Destroying Jake, man. This man got to go. This man has to go. This is Micah 2:2. And they covered fields. I start at 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity, which are you Edomites, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Right? They do all that wickedness because it's in the power of their hand to do it. I just read some of it. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his own heritage. In the NLT it says, when you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance, man. And that's what these devils do. This article right here. This is a prime example of that. You got inequality in water access. Mexico is a dry country, and water is limited. But corporations are allowed to take as much water as they like, and there is little left over for the small rural farmers or for domestic consumption. You know, you see, that's oppression, man. You oppressing our man in his own heritage, man. And then you want to say water, there's a water crisis, but who's the head of the water crisis? You got this guy, Plastic Jesus, running around here. David the Rothschild, Plastic Jesus. That's actually a song called Plastic Jesus. Um, David the Rothschild. This guy, but you ain't see this devil. He probably in a bunker somewhere. They call this dude Plastic Jesus right here, right? And he's a scion of the most wickedest family on the planet Earth, man. You know, but this devil, you know, called himself doing some renewable energy and all this other BS. You know, riding around on a float made of plastic, man, poisoning the earth while he's doing it. Meet the remaining heirs of the legendary Rothschild dynasty. Come on, Nathaniel David Meyer the Rothschild, which his dad was Evelyn the Rothschild. If it pop up, because you know Satan don't want you to expose him. Hold on. Yeah, you got David the Rothschild, right? Mr. Plastic Jesus himself, Cesare Borgia. It says current whereabouts and activity, environmental activist, and adventurer, head of the Adventure Ecology, a group that raises awareness of climate change, author of the book The Live Earth Global Warming Survival Handbook, 77 Essential Skills to Stop Climate Change or Live Through It. Sailed a boat, the Plastiki, made entirely of recycled plastic bottles and other reclaimed materials from San Francisco to Sydney in 2009. Currently lives in California. Is the son of Sir Evelyn de Rothschild. You know, and they keep some of their faces hidden. You know, Nadine Rothschild. Who's this? His current whereabouts, French author and actress, the widow of Edmond Adolphe de Rothschild. You know, financier, music lover, benefactor. He became an accomplished pianist and violinist, and is the trustee of numerous British classical music organizations. Former director of the Bank of England and current director of the Family's Merchant Bank. Yeah, these things are devil. This is Satan. Like, yeah, man, these dudes are nothing but satanic people, and they're the reason why you have plastics. They're people, and they're little groups. They're little minions, you know, groups creating plastics and shit. But then he want to call himself an environmentalist, you know, with $1 million watch on his wrist, you know, the devil. Hey, man, I can't wait till this man go down, man. Yeah, so that was it right there. I just wanted to bring this out, man. I just found this short documentary on AP News pretty interesting, man, about water and Esau has enslaved the world in every manner, man, including water. So definitely shalom on to the next.